Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Or if you're new, welcome to the channel. So I'm doing these a little late. This is Sunday because me and some friends of mine and we went out and did a Halloween attraction. It's called the Dead End Hayride, and I literally did not get back home until it was almost 2:30 in the morning. As there's a fly flying around here. It's driving me crazy. But yeah, it was almost 2:30 in the morning, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna, I figured, okay, I'll go through this and I'll look at you know, I'll look through this stuff and I'll do the rankings today. I have not looked at any other power rankings, so there's no, you know, bias on any, me looking at something else and making decisions that way. Now, granted, this is just week 2. There's been some jumps, probably a little too high on some, but I also think that some of these jumps will probably be, they'll be jumps for teams that were really low in week 1 and are probably back where they probably should be, and will probably be now, a little more consistently. But yeah, there's been some like really big jumps up, real big jumps down. So prepare for that. But we're gonna start out here. We're gonna start out here at number 32. Now, these guys, I don't know what's going on, but it's not looking good. Number 32, they're winless. They started 0-5. It's Nashville. What is going on with the Nashville Predators? 0-5. You talk about putting yourself behind the 8 ball early, and I do mean early. I mean, it's hard enough to try to make the playoffs, but when you start 0-5, oofta. That is not a good recipe. Not a good recipe at all. And they gotta figure something out, because man, starting 0-5, not good. Number 31. Now these guys, they did win their last game. They went 1-1 on the week. They are 2-4-1 overall. I've got the last 10 written down here, but obviously a lot of these teams haven't played 10 games, so it's kind of what their record is. But I mean, they're 2-4-1. They're kind of trying to get back into it, and that of course is Buffalo. So the Sabres, of course, they did win their last game. Their team, I want to see them make a run. I really do. I want to see them do good. I really want to see them be a good team and make the playoffs. I really would like to see that. I think it would be fantastic. Will they? I don't know if they will or not, but they're number 31. Now, number 30. Now, these guys, where these guys are is really a surprise. But again, they've not started great either. And considering where I had them in week 1, they're down 7 spots from where I had them in week 1. They went 1-2 on the week. They got their first win overall. They're 1-4 overall. They did win their last game, but even that was tough. And I don't know if you'll see these guys this low again, but Colorado. So Colorado is number 30. I can't see them staying down there very long. It'll probably only be a couple more weeks before they're back up here. But number 30 right now. I mean, and even that, it took Nathan MacKinnon being a one man show to get that win. So Colorado sitting in number 30 is definitely a spot you don't normally see them, but here they are. Number 29. Now, these guys are just ish. They haven't won yet either. They have not won yet either. They have lost their last two. They went 0-2-1 on the week. They've lost their last two. Since week one, they've dropped 7 spots, and that is San Jose. So the San Jose Sharks, in something odd, and yes, San Jose is ahead of Colorado right now. Odd, isn't it? Like I said, I don't think that's going to stay that way for long. But yeah, San Jose, Celebrini came in, he looked good, and then he got hurt. And, them without Celebrini they kind of look like the Sharks of last year, which was not a good team. But again, I don't expect San Jose to be as bad as they were last year. We shall see, though. Number 28. And these guys, they also won their last game. But they went 1-2 on the week. And they're 2-3 overall. And from where I had them in week one, which, of course, week one, it's always hard to judge for week one. I just kind of thought, I was like, okay, here's where I think the teams are that are playing, that are looking decent. And I figured, okay, there's probably going to be some wicked drops for week two, because now we're kind of getting somewhat of a baseline. And yeah, from week one, they dropped 11 spots. And that is Detroit. So the Red Wings, I have at 28. And I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting to see where I have them. I don't know. I don't know what kind of team this is. The Yzer plan is, I don't know. It's just a weird, it's kind of an odd thing right now to see what the Yzer plan is doing. But yeah, Detroit right now sitting at 28. Yeesh. We'll see. Number 27. Now these guys, they did not win this week. They went 0-2-1 on the week. Their last game was a shootout loss. So I didn't really want to hold that against them too much. They're 2-3-1, and they dropped from week one 21 spots. Like I said, there's going to be some big drops. Montreal. So the Habs, the Canadians, are, they're a young team. I think they'll get better. But yeah, early start on, jury's kind of out right now. So yeah, they're number 27. Number 26. Now these guys were kind of down in this area last week, so there wasn't a whole lot of movement really expected from these guys. But they went 1-2 on the week. They're also 2-3-1. They did lose their last game. And they're only down 1 spot from where they were in week one, and that is the Chicago Blackhawks. So the Blackhawks at 26, I think that's, the bottom row seems to suit Chicago, for right now, at least for this, for probably this season again. This row is probably going to, sit where a lot of these teams are going to be, like Chicago, San Jose, Buffalo, hopefully necessarily not Buffalo, but we'll see. But yeah, Chicago right now at 26. You got Connor Bedard, you got Taylor Hall, you got some good players. You got some good young players. We'll see what they can do. Number 25. And these guys, from the first week, have dropped 11 spots. They went 0-2-1 on the week. They're 1-3-1 overall. They've lost their last two, which is why they've dropped down, and that is Philadelphia. So Philadelphia is 25, and Philadelphia is just they're a weird team. They're an odd team. They're just what are they going to be this year? I mean, Michkov has come over. I can't remember the other Russian kid's name, Luchenkov or something. I think, don't completely, I might completely, be getting his name wrong. But, I think they're going to be good for the future of the Flyers. I don't think it'll necessarily be this year that the Flyers will make that big jump. But, again, it's early. We'll see. Number 24. Now, these guys, they're starting very similar to last year. Kind of. I mean, they started out slow last year. And, of course, we all know where they ended up. They went 2-2 on the week. They're 2-4 on the season. They did lose their last game. They're down 6 spots from where I had them in week 1. And, is that down from where? No, I had them. No, they're up. I'm sorry, they're up. They're up 6 spots from where I had them in week 1. But again, it's a slow start. Edmonton. The Oilers. What are the Oilers? Who are they? What are they? Yes, they're a team that ended up in the Stanley Cup final, 1 win away from winning the Stanley Cup and completing something that had only been done 4 times before, and only one other time was come from from a 3-0 series deficit to win a series. And if they would have won the Stanley Cup, they would have been only the second team to have won the Cup from that point. Only the 1942 Toronto Maple Leafs had done that. But Edmonton, they're starting out slow again this year. Maybe that's a formula. Maybe that's a formula for them. But I don't know. They're again, it's week 2. I got to think they're going to continue to improve, I would think. We'll see. I don't see them firing a coach though at this point like they did last year. Now, at number 23, these guys had a decent week. I mean, they went 2-1 on the week. They're 3-3, 3-3-0. They did lose their last game. They are also up 3 spots from last week at 23, and that is Pittsburgh. So the Penguins at 23. I mean, they're 3-3. I mean, they're a 500 team. They're hanging in, and we'll see what they can do. Can they move up? I mean, you got to think. I mean, 3-3. 2 weeks in, 3-3. It's not horrible. It's kind of, they got the middle of the road, but they're making progress. So 23, I think, is a good spot for Pittsburgh. Number 22. And these guys, they're down 3 from week 1. They went 1-1 on the week. They did win their last game. They're 3-2. They have a 3-2 record, and which I think that's a good little baseline for 22, and that is, of course, Ottawa. The Ottawa Senators at 22. They are, they've got a decent, they've, again, another team. They're a good young team. They picked up Linus Ullmark, goalie who won the Vezina just 2 seasons ago. And I think Ottawa is going to be a team that could be contended with this year. They're not going to be an easy team to beat. And after watching his brother win the Stanley Cup last year, Brady Tkachuk, the captain, yeah, he's motivated. He is motivated because he saw his brother skate the Stanley Cup last year, and you know damn well he wants to feel that same feeling. I'd love to see it happen in Ottawa. We'll see if it happens. Number 21. Now, again, this is a team I don't see them staying this high. They're down. I mean, they're down 6 from week 1. Again, I don't see them staying this high. But I would love if they could, just for the sentimental reasons. But they went 1-2 on the week. They're 2-3 overall. They did lose their last game to Minnesota, and that is, of course, Columbus. The Blue Jackets at 21. Some people might go and say, God, Columbus at 21. Yeah, it might seem a little high. Like I said, I don't know if they'll stay that high, but Columbus right now at 21, not horrible. We'll see if that again, I would love to see them stick around in the playoff hunt just, because of what happened to their teammate Johnny Gaudreau and his brother. And so yeah, I mean, I'm kind of sentimentally rooting for Columbus, but right now they're 21. Number 20. These guys, they are up 1 from week 1. They went 1-1-1 on the week. They're 2-1-2 overall. They did win their last game at number 20, and that is, of course, LA, the LA Kings. I like the Kings. The Kings are a good team. Kind of I mean, I don't think a lot of people are really expecting them to do a whole lot this year. I mean, they have made the playoffs the last couple of years. Granted, they keep running into Edmonton in the first round, and but again, LA, they're a good team. They are, I mean, you got Quentin Byfield. Of course, you've got Kopitar. You've got Doughty. You've got strong veteran leadership there. And, to go along with some really good young talent, we'll see if LA can continue moving up or if they just find a way to keep moving down. I don't know. But they're up 1 right now. We'll see what happens for next week. Number 19. Now, these guys are down 6 from where they were last week. They went 1-1-1 on the week. They're 2-1-1 on the season. They did suffer an overtime loss in their last game. Again, they're down 6. But the fact they're still even this high is interesting because I don't know if they can maintain it. Anaheim. So the Ducks with those gorgeous Duck jerseys, both of them. I like both of them. The home and road look fantastic. That orange is beautiful. It is, I mean, the fact that Anaheim is, they're high in the third row. It's not bad. I mean, it's better than being down here. Do I think at some point they'll end up in this bottom row? Yeah, I do. But right now, at number 19, it's okay. We'll see if they can maintain it. Number 18. Now, they went 2-0-1 on the week. They are actually up 10 from where they were last week. Like I said, there was going to be some big jumps and big drops. And yeah, so they actually went up 10 spots. Again, they went 2-0-1 on the week, 2-1-2 overall. They did win their last game, and that is the Islanders, the New York Islanders. Islanders at 18. I mean, I can kind of justify that for right now. And 18's, I I'd like to think they can keep moving up, but we'll see. Number 17. Now these guys, and of course, yes, I do have a tendency to say now these guys. I kind of say that a lot. I'm trying not to say that as much, but yeah, I kind of do have a tendency to say that a lot. But they are up 7 from where they were last week. They're 2-1. They went 2-1 on the week, 2-1-2 on the season. They've won 2 in a row, and that is Vancouver. So the Canucks, they kind of got off to that little bit of a slow start, and they've kind of gotten back a little bit. I mean, 2-1-2. I mean, that's not bad. It's not bad, but I expect them to be better, especially after the season they had last week. I expect them to only get better, and I expect them to be somewhere in these top 2 rows probably as soon as next week, I would think. We'll see. Number 16. Now, these guys have actually started. Now, again, there's now these guys. They have started out pretty well. They lost their first game, but then they've rallied off. They've rallied off 3 wins in a row. They're up 11 spots from where they were during week 1. Again, they went 3-0 on the week. 3-1 record. Number 16, I got Washington. I got the Capitals. So let's see what the Capitals can do if they can keep this upward momentum here. I'm liking where they're sitting. I'm liking their start so far. And if they played 4 games, they've won 3 of those 4. They've won 3 in a row. Can they continue it? I hope so. I'd like to see them keep going. Number 15. These guys are they have not lost in regulation yet. They went 2-0-1 on the week. They're actually up 5 from where they were in week 1. 3-0-2 overall is their record. Minnesota. So the Minnesota Wild, they're a team that always kind of frustrates us Minnesota fans because they're always a team. They're good enough to make the playoffs, but they can never win a round. And they're always one of those teams that's kind of, fringe playoff team. Sometimes they make the playoffs, sometimes they don't. They're never bad enough to be in that top, get one of those top lottery picks. But, as Minnesota fans, you got to enjoy the start when you got them, right? 3-0-2. They've won 2 in a row. Let's see if they can keep that going. Number 14. Now, they went 3-0-1 on the week. They won their last game. They're 4-2-1 overall. And from where I had them in week 1, they're up 15 spots. But I think this is an area where I think they kind of belong in, and I only think they will only get better. And that, of course, is the reigning, defending Stanley Cup champion, Florida Panthers. So Florida at number 14. Yeah, I had them at 29 in week 1. And I think I even said in that video that a lot of these teams are way too low, and I expect big moves. And we've seen some big moves. Again, I'd like to think as the weeks go on, there won't be as big of jumps or drops. But Florida, moving 15 spots. And yeah, they're the reigning defending champions. We'll see if they can keep that little run going. Number 13. Now, they are up 4 spots. They went 2-1 on the week. They're 2-2 overall. But, I think they're going to be a good team too. And I might actually I probably should have Florida a little higher than these guys, but that might happen next week. We'll see. But number 13, as of right now, they went 2-1 on the week, and that's Carolina. So the Hurricanes are 13. They're a 500 team right now. I mean, they did lose their last game, but I got to think Carolina is only going to improve, and we'll see if they can keep going. Number 12. Now, they have dropped 8 spots from where I had them in week 1. They went 1-2-1 on the week. They're 3-2-1 overall, but they've lost 2 in a row. And again, they've dropped 8 spots from where they were in week 1, and that is Vegas. So the Golden Knights dropping 8 spots is it's kind of an issue. But again, Vegas, they're a good team. They had a heck of a performance last night against the Florida Panthers. They had the lead basically. They went up and down. They had the lead. They gave the lead away. Had the lead. They had the lead, I think, like 3 times. They ended up losing the game in overtime. But I think Vegas is going to be just fine. I really think Vegas is going to be just fine. And I don't think there's really any panic that needs to set in here. But we'll see. Number 11. They have won their last 2. They're on a 2-game winning streak. They went 2-1 on the week. They're 4-2 overall is their record. They are, however, down 3 from where they were in week 1, and that is, of course, St. Louis. So the Blues are a team that, again, a good start so far. I think a decent start. Winning 4 of your first 6. That's a good start. Can they keep that going? I hope so. I think Binnington and net. With Jordan Kyrou, Robert Thomas, all those guys. I think St. Louis is going to be a fun team to watch this year. Speaking of a team that could be fun to watch, at number 10, they have went 3-1 on the week. They are also 4-2 on the season. They've won 3 straight. They're up 8 from where I had them in week 1. And that, of course, is Seattle. So the Seattle Kraken at number 10. Okay, I can live with that. Can they maintain it? That's the thing. Can they maintain that? I don't know if they can maintain it. We'll see what happens. But number 10, it's all right for them right now. Number 9. Now they are up only 1 spot from where they were week 1. They went 1-1-1 on the week. 3-2-1 is their record. They did lose their last game in overtime. And at number 9, they're just out of the top row, and that is the Boston Bruins. So the Bruins, again, they're a team that is going to be that. They're in the Atlantic Division. I hate flies. This fly is driving me crazy. But yeah, Boston at number 9 right now. They are looking, they're looking okay. I mean, you got Jeremy Swayman in goal. You got Korpisalo in net. I think Boston's going to be okay. I think they're going to be just fine, and we'll see if they can keep going. Number 8. Now, I had these guys in an interesting spot after week 1. They're down 7 from where they were in week 1. They went 1-1-1 on the week. 3-1-1 overall is their record. They did win their last game, and that is Utah. So Utah is still 2 weeks in. Utah is still in the top row. I like that. I like that. The old Arizona Coyotes, they're having some success so far in Utah. The fans have really taken to them. It's really good to see, and it's interesting to see a team who spent so long in a market that just was never good for them, and I still think is not a great market. Arizona to me is just not that great of a market. I know there's a lot of old Coyotes fans there. I still don't consider them that great of a market because they were there for almost 30 years and they were never good. They had one good year and everything else was just kind of meh, But here they are in Utah. The fans have taken to them. The building is sold out. Granted, you've only got about 12,000 seats. They need to do some renovations on that building to make it more hockey friendly. But they have an owner who actually seems to care. And yeah. So, they're sitting number 8 right now. I think it's a good spot for them. And yeah, I'm liking what Utah is doing right now. I really do. Number 7. Now they are up 4 from where they were in week 1. They went 2-1 on the week. 3-1 is their record. They did lose their last game, however, and that is Tampa. So the Lightning at 7. Kind of expecting, I expect the Lightning to kind of maintain that area, and the last couple of years, they've kind of fallen a little bit after being the team that went to 3 straight Stanley Cup Finals and winning 2 of them. They've kind of fallen off a bit, but they're looking to get right back on that horse and be a team that said, "Oh, you thought we were done, huh?" Not quite. Tampa at 7. Yeah, they're going to be a team to watch. Number 6. They have actually went down 4 spots from where I had them in week 1. They went 2-1-1 on the week. 5-2-1 is their record. They did lose their last game in overtime, and that is New Jersey. So the New Jersey Devils, I had them number 2 last week. I have them 6 this week, so they didn't drop that much. But New Jersey is a team that will be. They're definitely already better than they were last year, and 5-2-1 for a start, not bad, not too bad at all. Number 5, they went 3-0 on the week. They've won, obviously, 3 straight wins. They also have not lost yet in regulation. They are 4-0-1. I have them number 5 this week, which is up 7 from where I had them in week 1. And I honestly think they're only going to move up higher in the rankings, and that is the New York Rangers. So the Rangers at 5. Again, I only see them going up. I don't see them going down any. They might go down maybe a couple of spots here and there, but I don't really expect them to be out of this top row at any point. They are just an unbelievable team. They went to the Eastern Conference Final last year. We'll see if they can do it again. Can they win the President's Trophy again? Yeah, maybe. But yeah, number 5 right now. Number 4. Now they're up 5 from where I had them in week 1. They went 1-1 on the week. They're 3-2. They did lose their last game, but again, this is a team that is going to be. They're going to be right there in the thick of it too, and that is Toronto. So the Maple Leafs at 4. I think the Maple Leafs at 4 is a good spot for them for right now. And, can they move up? We'll see. Can they move down? Yeah, it's possible. But I mean, I couldn't really penalize them, from losing their last game when the last game they lost to was to the team that's just below them in the New York Rangers. Now, could I have had the Rangers above Toronto? Yeah, I could have. But again, you're talking where they were in week 1 in comparison to this week, and Toronto was still higher than the Rangers were in week 1. So, but they're right there next to each other. Number 3. This is a surprise team. A big-time surprise. I don't know if they can maintain it, but I'm enjoying it right now that they are kind of maintaining it so far through at least 2 weeks. They went 2-0-1 on the week. They have not lost. They're a team that has not lost in regulation either. They're 4-0-1. They did lose their last game in overtime, up 4 from where they were last week. And again, a surprising spot for this team. Calgary. The Calgary Flames at 3. Can they? I don't know. I don't know if they can keep it going. I don't know if they can keep that going. That might be the highest they get all season. But it's cool to see it. It's cool to see them looking and playing, as decent as they are, and having this kind of start. I'm liking having that kind of start is good, is a good thing. And again, I hope they can maintain it. I'd like to see the Flames get back into the playoffs. Can they? We shall see. Number 2. Now they are up 3 spots from where they were last week. They went 3-1 on the week. They're 5-1 overall. Of course, they won their last game. And this is a team that has been to the Western Conference Final, I believe now 3 years in a row. And here they are, number 2. Dallas. The Dallas Stars at 2. I think that's going to be an area where the Dallas Stars are going to be for a good chunk of the season. 1, 2, 3, top 5. I think Dallas will be in the top 5 for probably a good majority of the season. And and again, they got a 5-1 record. They were number 5 last week. They're number 2 this week. We'll see if they can only improve from there. And number 1. Now they only played 1 game this week. They won it. They're undefeated completely. They have a record of 3-0. They're on a 3-game winning streak because, they've only played 3 games. And they went up 1 spot from where they were in week 1. And this is a team, decent regular season team, come playoff time, Winnipeg. Winnipeg Jets at number 1. It's a good spot from where they were, from where they were last week. I mean, they were number 3 last week. They're number 1 this week. Again, can they hold it? I mean, you got Connor Hellebuck, you got Kyle Connor, you got Mark Scheifele. It's a pretty good squad that they have. And Winnipeg number 1 right now. I think some people might have opinions, which I fully expect. Let me know how crazy you think I am for having some of these teams where they are. And like I said, I think that as the weeks go on, you're not going to see these big giant jumps unless some of these teams really fall off and have like some long losing streaks. But first couple of weeks are always a bit jumpy, whether it's up or down. So we'll see. We'll see as the weeks progress. But this is the rankings for week 2. Now I will probably change up these magnets as I go through the season. I will probably change up these magnets. I'm using these ones for right now. These are kind of these are cool little magnets that I made. And again, I will probably change them up as the season progresses. But I think some of these look pretty cool. And yeah, so week 2 of the power rankings is in the books. And again, still a little too long of a video. You know, I'm trying to do it where I can condense this down to like 25 minutes. That's kind of the area that I'd like to be in. I'm way over that right now. Like I said, you know, I'm trying, you know. But again, I start talking about some of these teams, and it's kind of easy to do. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions in the comment section. How crazy do you think I am on where I have some of these teams? What teams do you think are too high? What teams do you think are too low? And is there a particular team here and there that you think that I should absolutely be put in a straitjacket for where I have them ranked? Let me know in the comments section below. Hit like and subscribe. You know, hit like, hit subscribe, let your friends know about the channel, family, whoever. You know, if you want to share this video or any other power ranking video or any other video from the channel, if you want to share that with your friends, with your family, go ahead and do that. It would be absolutely awesome. Again, hit like and subscribe. Tell me how crazy I am. Do I belong in a straitjacket for some of these, for where I have some of these teams? Maybe. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys later.